Now, one of the most effective parts of this whole tool is the fact that you don't need to be glued to the screen in order to understand what's going on. You can set up customized alerts such that you can get email notifications, emails or phone notifications. And those can be, structured in a really simple way such that you can kind of build these alerts to match how a facility should be running. And if the facility or device or product line, whatever it may be, falls outside of those parameters, you can get a notification and it can alert you to take action, and not necessarily require you to be logging into this system every day, making sure that everything's running as it should. Let me briefly show a couple specific use cases where we were able to identify a specific fault within a facility. They have a series of compressors at this facility, and when those compressors are running, all three of those phases should be, in line with one another. And so what we saw at this facility was, a little bit of deviation between those phases, 10 to 15% deviance or variation there is normal. But then all of a sudden, about a month ago, we saw this huge spike in current draw on their L3 phase. And when we see this is often an indication of a motor shorting. And a motor can sustain a short for sometimes a few hours, sometimes a few years, but eventually that motor is going to fail. That short typically grows over time to a point where either you trip the breaker or the motor burns out. And so we're able to identify that and create alerts to alert us of these conditions based upon the data that we have available to us, right? And so this compressor may operate, I believe it operates a whole series of CNC machines. And if that compressor were to fail because this motor burns out or the breaker trips and those CNC machines go down, there could be tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars of product loss due to that shutdown or that unplanned shutdown. And so if we're able to replace this motor through a planned shutdown because we have access to this data, we're able to offset those losses in a big way.